we're back. Remember those brackets from earlier that we painted on the water bottles? They turned out beautifully. Obviously we have holes from where the screws were, but screws are gonna go right back in there, so it's gonna be covered up in 2 seconds anyway. But while you guys were gone, we managed to mount the bottom side. So as you can see, there's hardware in there. It's mounted on the bottom, and then we also cut off the bins that I was telling you guys about, and now we have just straight hose coming off, so we're gonna be able to run our hose very nicely over to here. And then on the other side, obviously we're gonna cut a bit more hose. My estimate was a little off, and then it'll run straight up into there. So now we're gonna go ahead and mount the brackets that we made so beautifully on. I think we're gonna run it like this. Boom, straight through. Put the nut on loosely. You don't need it to be super tight, just in case you had to make any kind of adjustments. Boom. And you come over here, repeat the same process. We've got the flat side in, and the other side is out. And then while we're thinking about it right now, we're gonna go ahead and address this. So the harness, as you can see, is rubbing up against the trans cooler. We're gonna go ahead and zip tie it right back here to keep it away from any kind of possible melting or chafing or anything like that. So I'm gonna grab a zip tie. All right, we got our zip tie. We're just gonna run it through and around like so. And then we're gonna move the harness. We're gonna move the harness to the back side. There we go, boom, just like that. So you see that, boom, now it's nice and tucked away. Nowhere near the, in either of the coolers. The condenser, boom, look at that, perfect. Go ahead and snip that for all presentation purposes. Don't worry, it fell right to the ground. Boom, now that's secured beautifully. Now all we gotta do is smoke some holes in this core support right here. We'll be good to go. So the bottom is mounted clearly, as you can tell. The top is not, but we're gonna fix that right now. Tilt the mount up a little bit. There we go, and we're through. So we're gonna go ahead and back that out. And grab one of our little spacers here. The bottom is spaced out too. I'm not too sure if we're gonna need 2 spacers for the top. Yep, all right, so we're gonna do 2. So tilt the thing up, grab the 1 and the 2. I've been going back and forth with this bolt off camera for like at least 10 minutes minimum. So I'm gonna try this again. This one right here is gonna succeed. Watch, I'm calling it now. Yep, I see metal. Bingo! See, that's what I had to do. It's the magic of the camera. See, I know y'all are out there watching me, so I had to get that done for y'all. All right, so now that is finally done, jeez. Now that that's finally done, we come back over here, dink. I had the perfect amount until I dropped this one over here. Come on.
Deke.
Why? Okay. So, I had the perfect amount of these grommets right here to finish this job. I don't know where these came from because they weren't included in the kit. This is something else.
One eternity later.
After a lot of deliberation and some great debate of my life choices, I have decided that this one's just gonna have one grommet on it. It's fine. Just a minor detail.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I dropped the last grommet. This is what I'm going through. This is what happens. Everything's smooth, all project. Dang. All right. I got the grommet back, by the way. All right. Here we go.
Final stretch.
Boom! All right. We're in there. Come on now. Come on now. I know y'all thought I was going to get it done. I know. And I will. All right. All right, so in the supplied hardware, we have these fittings that are going to go into the bottom of the transcooler. What they didn't supply was this high temp thread sealant that we're going to go ahead and apply all around the threads. There we go. There we go. Kind of smells like blueberries, low key, guys. Low key smell like blueberries. Anyway. Boom, like that with the finger, as usual. You know, like we did with the spark plug video. If y'all didn't watch that, go ahead and click back a couple of videos, peep that, because that was a good video too. All right, so we have wrapped up the install on the transcooler. As you can see, everything has been secured. Look at how sturdy the thing is. It's not moving an inch, not at all. So these are the brackets that we ended up making with the grommets. Well, not the grommets, the spacers in between there. Secured up top. And then we were able to use factory. There's holes that come in the core support. We were able to use those with just 2 spacers on each side. And then bolt that right in down there. We got our fittings. The new hoses connected to the factory lines from here to there. We got some felt here to make sure that it doesn't rub through on this metal piece. And then on this side, we drilled a hole in the core support and zip tied it. So that way there was no movement on this side either. Lines connected, beautiful. We ended up moving the harness on this side as I showed you guys earlier and zip tying it. And then on this side, we just mounted this one back in the factory location that it was and zip tied that side as well. Outside of that, she's good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and let's fire up now. Before I put the grill back on, we're gonna start her up, let her run, go through the gears a bit so it can fill everything up with fluid, fill this up with fluid, make sure there's no leaks. And then we're gonna have to add more transmission fluid because, as you guys can see, this cooler is much larger than this cooler. So, just for size comparison purposes, this is the factory cooler, this is the new cooler. Huge difference. So we're gonna go ahead and start her up, let her run through the gears a bit, park, reverse, neutral, drive, all that good stuff. And then once the trans cooler fills up with fluid, it'll 1, tell us if we have any leaks, and 2, it will let us know how much we have to fill it up, because luckily this is not a sealed unit. So you can pull out the dipstick C, top it off, pull out the dipstick C, top it off, until we feel that it's good. But yeah. That about sums up today's video. Alrighty guys, so it's been a while since I filmed that last video. As you can tell, my hair is all much longer, looking kind of crazy right now just because I didn't get ready. But besides the point, I just wanted to touch real quick on the results that we got from that TrueCool. So the truck runs in the summer on a 100-degree day here in Vegas. The truck trans temp stays around 180. 180 is the highest I've ever seen it touch since the transcooler install. And right now it's winter time out here, so the average temp outside is probably like 50, 60 on a hot day. But right now the truck runs around 140 is where the transcooler is keeping it right now. You can see it kind of poking through a little bit behind the grill. I don't know if you can see, but everything's holding up real nice in there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I know I haven't been posting a lot lately, but I got a lot of new content coming your way. We finally started working on Dad's car, so that's gonna be dope.
So look out for that in the next few videos. We also got a new sound system put in Zeus, so stay looking out for those videos. We got a lot more to come, so just stay looking out. Have a great night.